it becomes really, really tough to really get anything done and really hit those spikes. Because if you do get there on relatively even footing, like Teddy, Discom, the team plays for him.
And here we go. BD back on Talia. Definitely one of the guys that has a ton of experience on this champion. As Dread is more of a kind of melee engage type, but still has strength, especially alongside of this draft and against what Kwangdong do have.
Nice little trade here on the Snowflower will force it back. Nongshim, we saw this roster. Okay, hold on. Always trading when I try to make the long
Okay,
point.
I think you're good now.
All right, BDD's nice trade. This is the kind of drafting that I think we all expected from Nongshim this whole year, where you have Kana on strong side, this time it's a Renekton, Ghost is playing a more passive lane, BDD on.
Tipped Gragas out of the meta to Izzy. It was always Emax, especially into matchups like this, being able to just decide whether or not you were going to commit to a trade. So
I guess the idea is he just wants to have a higher health pool under turret, so he's much more difficult to dive. See if Keen could stave off the pressure as Drake is being attempted here by Kwangdong at this stage. Very greedy.
LM is level 4, and he's Poppy with Merc Treads. I don't think that's it, but we are going to have everybody piling in onto this Poppy, and this one should just... Oh, trying to give the kill over. Oh, it will, actually. The boulder does come through, and BDD will collect first blood.
What is with these Snowflower Zenith Blades from a million miles away? He got POG in the last series on Leona with that, and this time even with Steadfast Presence, he's going all the way to Talia Wall or no. And that's a first blood going over to BDD here. Tons of money for the Talia. That's Drake going over as well. And Kwangdong...
Oh, never mind. We're setting up a dive.
Yeah, those dives, double dives are coming in. Ghost seems like a sitting duck here, especially because Hoyt has flash, but actually not that clean. They do get the kill, but Hoyt gets extremely low. See you later, BDD. But he is Talia, trying to get back in here, but not quite able to get there, as they elect not to dive the Gragas. Instead, they try to save bot while taking Rift Herald.
Yeah, they could take the Rift Herald here.
And you just Fate?
Yeah, we're getting in here. Fate in a little bit of trouble, but he has the Poppy nearby. But now Elam is getting caught here by the Talia. Fate takes a large chunk of damage.
Roll. Yeah, for Kwangdong Freaks, if you give up to Drakes, even a Mountain, which is very costly, I think you're fine. You really are looking at the very least one item across the board before you can go for any fights, and even then, you need to be very decisive in the fights that you take. 2-item spike, but Drake is spawning in 2 minutes, and first Turbot looks like it will also be taken here as the continuous pressure on the turrets paying off for Nongshim.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to also be Nongshim getting way better prio setup here on the Herald, at least for the beginning of it. Wukong in an angle, wave crashing into turret on top side. Keen will have to respond.
First move, and all the first item spikes have been hit, except for Hoyt, but you'll take that. As Kwangdong, they're 5v5, very strong here, but need to execute it well.
We'll see how it goes. I think that cask is going to be crucial here as the wall is in behind them. Teddy just gonna set up shop as a smite away from death. As that is going to be disaster here from Kwangdong Freaks. They're trying to get something on the backside of this, but BDD will be totally fine. As
the Rift Herald is a great way to further guarantee that prio goes in Nongshim's pockets.
Yeah, the timing of this one is basically perfect. I mean, it's coming out right here with 7 seconds. I feel like Nongshim should have gone to the Drake, though. But they're taking it a little bit slower. They're waiting for Kana to maybe wait for some gold to pick up his item. By the way, hit 2 items here, does not have boots. Doesn't need boots, he's a crocodile. He's going to be shimmying his way over to the enemy team, no doubt.
Such a big spike. Ooh, E down now. Might provide an opportunity to go in. The hard engage from Kwangdong is amazing. Look at the positioning of Ghost and BDD here.
So Dread gonna use his smite to pick up the Scuttle Crab, but with the health of the dragon, he'll have his second one up in time especially. It's not like Kwangdong can rush this down anymore.
Longer fight, Leandri's going to get a lot of value here as well for Fate. If they can keep chipping away with those Sand Soldiers as he is, it's going to really hurt Nongshim's chances to hold on to Drake aggro. They, of course, have left it. and backed away as Kana's going to try to sneak around here and push another wave in.
Yeah, you got a lot of time. Okay, Snowflower's just going to go in there as very interesting. He sets up excellently, though, for BDD as the Ignite is going to tick down, but he will live as Aphelios goes down first, then the bottom lane of Nongshim. But here comes the follow-up from the side of Nongshim. So many low health bars on the side here of Kwangdong Freaks as Dread is going to finish off the Rakan. And BDD is just on a tear here in this game so far, looking for that third kill, not going to pick it up, as this will open up a chance for
They're not done yet. Drake goes down very slowly. Double TP coming in.
And they're going to keep at least.
That's huge.
Just like that. Dread is still here, but it is jungler versus jungler as Dread is trying to get in. I think they're just going to give this one up as he tries to get in once more.
Right now, and their comp being much stronger before that third item for Jinx, before the Void Staff is done here for Fate. Okay.
Oh, Ghost, look at this guy. He's getting aggressive as he gets straight into the enemy Gragas, who, by the way, Keen was totally alone. Just kind of going in there, and once he got locked down with no flash, the rest of the team was like, not much we can do, you're dead, dude.
Yeah, I was going to say, Nongshim need to push their advantage, push deep vision here.
And they're highlighting again the observers here, like look at the amount of gold that is going into the turrets.
Yeah.
Look how much resources Kwangdong is losing out on. Nongshim creating a lead basically without even being that far ahead in terms of kills. Yeah, the turrets score, they're a little better. Setting up a trap for Fate here as well. Does he suspect anything? Doesn't have flash. He knows. He knows.
Oh, he knows, but does it matter as the damage comes in and they will lock down that kill?
He knew there was a possibility.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
Yeah. He and Wukong are just so powerful together if you
and this is just Fate saying they wouldn't wait this long in the brush, right? They would lose so much for that fight.
Oh, that's why, yeah. He feels safe. Solar just barely not giving enough vision. And he had a pink in his inventory as well. So
not too much, but he's just being a little bit cheeky with that and looking for angles. As here comes the wall. BD going to set that one up. We have Fate and Teddy on the opposite side of that. So the rest of the team not really going to use that for Nongshim.
Kwangdong, I mean, they wrestled away control here. They have Cryo. It's still, though, an 11,000 health Drake here. It's going to take so long to take this one down. Nongshim have so much time to reposition.
Kana Raptors. Okay.
He's coming over.
All right, he's here. He almost got all those Raptors. As here we go again. That's going to be a stun right as Snowflower tries to go in. And look at the damage that this Renekton does. It's kind of insane. As now BDD is trying to tip away at this. Kana is going to have that Sterix popped. As now Ghost goes over the wall for the cleanup. He's only going to get one, but still, you can see the damage is there, and the Drake is still alive.
This is what you were talking about, Chronicler. The fight goes the way of Nongshim. They get that wraparound. Renekton gets insane power. I mean, we've seen this now how many games tonight where the Renekton just pops off and is unkillable, does 1 Q, and then everyone has to retreat. Big Moonlight Vigil, or is able to set up a Gravitum ult from long range. Could definitely set up for the Taliyah CC. I think Nongshim's comp doesn't necessarily rely on the Aphelios damage as much because there's so much utility packed into this. Renekton's ult, his ability to survive in frontline for this Taliyah works out super well.
Okay, they're trying to trade here, or at least threaten to trade, force Nongshim to try to fight into them, but
like this.
Infernal Soul is pretty strong.
Oh yeah, can't give that up. There's no way.
Yeah, I would like Kwangdong to actually fight it here as the Moonlight Vigil does come in, and a wall just gives them a free lane away.
But that's a lot of Cryo in mid, maybe rotating down to this choke point here around Drake. That's the fight you'll take. You won't have the Moonlight Vigil or the wall, but you still have so much turn and poke. Like BDD is playing this Taliyah like poke here when they have these neutral exchanges. Kana and Dread always threatening the flanks.
Gotta pull the trigger at some point.
Well, the Jinx did as in goes Hoyt. They're trying to blow up Ghost, but he's going to live, and see you later, Croc. He's going to be knocked out by the Poppy. The cask nearly kills Ghost on the backside. And is that enough poke from the side of Kwangdong?
Should be.
Looks like it might just be.
Red still has Cyclone here. BDD is going to back, has teleport.
Really badly here as the Solar Flare comes in, and Dread is in the pit. Dread is in the pit. He's looking for the execution of the Drake, and he gets it. Infernal Soul is in. Kana's in the back line, and the Gore Drinker gets insane value as BDD just going to knock up the entire team, it looks like. And Kwangdong Freaks, they knew this was coming, and the perfect setup for the team fight was handed over to Nongshim.
Kwangdong had full vision control on Baron, didn't set a trap there. Had a second full setup of vision on Baron with Cryo there and the knockback. Don't set up a trap on Baron. They forced this fight, when they get a poor trade here in terms of health bars, it costs them the game. You got to make a decision. You got to make one last miracle play attempt. But I mean, Cyclone's up. You don't know where the Wukong is. They could collapse on you. Talia has teleport. This is where you make your last stand, and that's the end of game 1.
Yeah, it's going to be as simple as that. 1 ace, 1 Infernal Soul, and the end of the game. Nongshim pushed into the bottom lane.
We have seen Teddy be very vocal in the past. We have also seen him be very quiet, and I think it depends on his form, his mood, and what the team comp is. But as Keen, you're such a veteran. You are the franchise player for Kwangdong and for Afrika. And once again, strong draft for Prio around the top side of the map. And Kana will have a huge impact in Renekton versus Gnar here. Kalista versus a Leona will give you Prio, but it won't give you kill pressure. So Kwangdong Freaks need to be decisive around Drakes. And not like they were on that first Drake last time, but actually 90 best of 3s this season. It's a nice look back on the year of 2022 in regular season.
I'm kind of glad that they're making extra changes. It does mean that pros do need to change it up and learn new stuff very quickly in their busy schedules, which can be difficult, but has its pluses and minuses.
Yeah.
We did have the very hard leash for Dread, so he came a-hunting.
Less playoff proximity.
Yeah, we all know that Ziggs and what will it be, Bard are going to get a 250% buff to their jungle clear anyway. So the meta in playoffs, I don't think it's going to be the meta at Worlds. It's fine. We've talked about this on Box State as well. And things like the durability patch and even the changes. Oh, hold up.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about, is the Gnar in the top side. It is actually orange buff back in the flesh.
Yeah, and
there's no real avoiding that.
It survives Gnar bar. It's whether his jungler is going to be there or not, because Kana is trading aggressive even the Gnar bar. Now they're going to counter dive here bottom side.
We'll see if it works out. It's not too easy into Leona, as immediately Hoyt goes in. He is going to commit to this one, as he immediately goes down, gives the kill over to Ghost. Teddy is also dead, and that is not a successful dive.
The aggro juggle is quite poor here. Well, I mean, he's not successful in forcing a kill, but he's successful in getting a lead up there again.
Yep. Absolutely. Doesn't get the flash, though. Here is the flash in the bottom side. Teddy is going to get low, and he is going to get dead, as Hoyt also about to be chunked down in this one. And Nongshim, they start off early, and they are not relenting.
The bar for a game where you have to use that to engage. Your comp shouldn't be reliant on that.
Okay, so they're forcing an engage here. Kalista very far away from this one, but they're trying to burst down Dread. He is ticking down and getting relatively low, but a lot of health traded back here by BDD very nicely. And there you go.
BDD doesn't ult there. He gets to hold on to that one, so he'll have another defensive option here too. And Drake is spawning in 75 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Scary moment, but it'll be okay. So, decision-making here for Kwangdong Freaks a little bit more aggressive this time around. There's that saved ult, and here comes Dread.
No distortion now for Fade, who has not taken a great trade. They identify the correct one, as distortion does come back up. The poke nearly able to knock him down, but just a great trade for BDD overall.
Fate's out of lane.
This is right as the Rift Trail is coming out to me.
Fate's out of lane. There's a crash onto the mid turret. That's going to be lots of money going into Nongshim here, and won't be the full turret just yet, but it's getting close. As another wave will crash through, the LM will have to babysit.
Now another ward is going to be plopped into this pit, giving them vision, but in goes Effort trying to zone. They're going to take the fight rather than the Drake, and they are looking to isolate Hoyt, but he has Fate's call. At least they keep this one leash. As Kana, he's got another story in mind. There's only 3 of them go in, though, and that's going to be the kill going the way of the Kalista, but this Croc is just too large, I think. It's going to be 2 more kills over to Kana.
The Croc has never not been large. There are no small Crocs anymore. It's crazy. I mean, I just don't know what to say. Kana's like just living forever. He doesn't care about anything.
Oh, Keen's going in now. He's almost got his bar, but at this point, what is that compared to this level 11 Renekton?
No! He's flashing out, man. He'll get Drake while winning the fight. It's just clearly better communication overall here for this squad. And, I mean, now they're just going to get second Herald for free, too.
LM. They have Mega Gnar, so you could see them considering it, but it's just bridge too far on this one to try to push through when you don't have any vision either. So another objective into the pockets of Nongshim. They already have a 4,000 gold lead.
Far away from the bottom.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, we got first turret blood.
There you go.
Woo! 16.5 minutes in.
Ghost picks it up.
Timos.
I hope it's meters. That's what I like. Measure things.
Wow. That's very boring of you, Wolf.
Hey, look, in America we don't do that. I'm hoping one day we will, but you know, it might be too late.
Nah, why would you do, you know, the sensible thing?
Yeah.
Rift Herald used for Bryo.
There's not even a turret here. It's just gonna be like, oh, I'll threaten your inner.
Team got a turret objective bounty on the top side, and Nongshim are just setting up shop.
Kana has no teleport, he's bottom. They're just saying, all right, we're just gonna collapse back after this turret goes down and take the Drake.
TP.
Maybe not.
Maybe onto something. And I mean, you gotta make a stand eventually before the Azir gets insane, before the Aphelios gets insane already. As take a look at this, it's just Kana v4. As Dread comes in, he steals a kill. That's totally fine. As just gonna press those buttons. Cyclones come in onto 4 members of Kwangdong that were stacked, and that is going to be a wipe of 4 of them as they push in and take the Drake as well.
And Kana doesn't have to worry about his diet anymore because he can feed on anyone that he likes. Like Baron is gonna come down, and I don't see a way back in for Kwangdong.
Nope, I don't think so either. In teleport, that Kwangdong tried to turn that with, but they do not get a coordinated fight. It's too late for the Baron. Bye-bye.
Okay, that's gonna be more food for the side of Nongshim.
That's not what we had in mind.
And 1 to Ghost. Yeah, that was probably the most half-hearted attempt.
Put Kwangdong down on our Preds, Chronicler.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Little Valdez is catching up now. Dread's going to take another kill here.
I
know.
It's just a nice round even number.
I already did the top 64 bracket in my head. Like, here's the top 32.
It was tough. There were some unfortunate cuts that had to be made. Yeah. Clinch spot. Very nice.
You know, back to the game at hand for a moment, what's left of it.
Yeah.
It has really been a tough night for Teddy and Def. You know, 2 players who have been held back a little bit, I think, in these final series. Okay.
Keen's going to give it one last go. And he is reaching for it. Hits the backline with that Gnar, but it's unfortunately not going to amount to too much as the kills are coming through. The Penta angle is on. There's a lot of low health bars here, but I don't think we're going to get there. Ghost nearly dies to the turret. As the 2 turrets will go down, and it looks like Nongshim will look for more kills here on the backside. As BDD, he wants something. He'll get the 1, but it will not be enough. The Nexus is going to go down, and that is going to be Nongshim picking up the swift 2-0 in this one.
It comes together. It's not that hard to imagine, and doesn't end up getting them anything in terms of playoffs, doesn't end up really mattering until the final few weeks, but I guarantee...
no need to check the totals, haha. Okay, well, we're going to. Chronicler's going to get the crown. Wolf at 69 gets the actual crown. I went to 68.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the Nongshim Red Force full team post-game interview. Congratulations, guys. Now, Nongshim Red Force is closing out the split with a winning streak. I'm pretty sure the fans are super happy to get this news. How do you feel, Kana? In the previous series, I got carried for sure, but this time around, I think I did great. I did all right, and also we got 2-0 win, so it feels great. I have a question, you know? We had the gentleman's bow before the player walkout. Whose idea was it? Ghost was talking about it, you know, like even in the middle of the split, but I was not confident because we were doing so bad at that time. But I mean, but still today, you know, this result of this game, doesn't really impact the final standings, but still, I just wanted to give a farewell ceremony as we were having the last match of the split. And Kana, you played Renekton for 2 games in a row in the series, and your Renekton is actually 13-5, sitting on a very high win rate. Well, Renekton used to be a very boring champion, but these days it has become a very power pick right now. He's been, out of the meta for a while, but after the recent buff, he got a lot of he's become a lot more stronger, I mean, if everyone played Renekton every day, I'm pretty sure everyone would have felt it boring, but still, we were able to kind of bring him back after a very long while, so it was pretty exciting to play. How was this entire split? Kana. We didn't make playoffs, so it's not a desirable ending, to be honest. But I just want to say thank you to all the fans, and also I'm just glad that we were able to actually keep our pride a little bit with this 2-match win streak in the end. And we'll get to hear from Dread after the entire interview is finished. Now, BDD, this was a very rough season, but regular split has come to an end with a winning streak. Well, even though we didn't make playoffs, still we were able to get the dub in the last 2 matches. I know, I mean, this KDF series would have been really important for you. I mean, yeah, it would have been great if we could win this, but it doesn't really change any kind of outcome, so I felt a lot more comfortable participating in this series, to be honest. Then, what is your personal goal as you just finished your summer split this year? I think not only this season, but just this entire year, I was so not proactive, I was never making, any action on my end, so I hope to become a lot more proactive and aggressive next year. Ghost, how are you feeling about your play today? It was a 2-0 win. I mean, I made mistakes in game number 1, but still, we were able to get the win by playing well, not just punishing the mistakes of the opponent. So I'm pretty satisfied with the way we played and won the game. In game 2, you actually let Kalista through and played the Philios Leona comp into it. After we got, slapped by the Leona in the Freddy Brion series, we kind of realized actually Kalista Mumu gets countered by Leona, so we were not too afraid of Kalista Mumu comp, ending up in the opponent's draft. And Ghost, any words over to all the Nongshim players as you are the captain of Nongshim Red Force? I mean, it was a very, very rough season, Thank you for pushing through with us until the very end. And even though we didn't make playoffs, I'm so happy that we got a very clean 2-0 win in the end. Thank you, guys. And let's hear from Snowflower. You made a return to the LCK after a long while. How was this summer split to you? Well, I only played for the second round robin, so it was not too long, so I left a lot to be desired. I think I really have to improve a lot. And Prey actually came to Lowell Park to support you. You saw him on camera earlier, but I guess he left at the end of the match. Any message over to Prey? Thank you for showing up to Lowell Park, which is not really that far away from your place. And I guess he couldn't be bothered to watch the interview. And then, yeah, after you made a comeback in the second round, you actually become a pillar of Nongsin Rat Force, you know, being the solid and stable member of the roster. So I'm not really sure, but if I can still play as a professional player next year, but you know, I also have some other complicated, you know, military duty stuff going on, so I think I'll also need to find out more. But thank you for your support, everyone. And effort. Long time no see.
네, 안녕하세요. 농심 레드포스의 서포터
Hi,
에포트입니다.
I'm Effort, Nongsin Red Force support.
네, 오늘 2세트 또 멋진 활약을 해주셨는데요. 우리 팀의 경기를 뒤에서 좀
Yeah, you subbed in game number 2 and also brought your team to victory. How did it feel to return to Lowell Park and play on stage? You know, even when I was watching our team play, you know, I could tell that they were, you know, ramping up and on a good momentum. And then I got to play together with them too, so I'm so happy that we got the win. Well, this year definitely was a disappointing year, but still I have a very long way to go. So I hope I can come back stronger in the next year. And lastly, we have Dread joining us online. Welcome, hello. Congratulations, Dread.
네, 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you. How do you feel about the win?
일단 이번 시즌
Well,
되게 아쉬운
this season, you know, left a lot to be
그래도
desired, you know. I'm pretty bummed,
그거에도
to be
불구하고
honest,
일단
but
승리해서 좋긴 하네요.
still, I'm so happy with the win.
기쁘실 것 같고 아무래도 컨디션이 또 정상은 아니실 텐데도 오늘
Yeah, I
정말
mean,
멋진
you know,
플레이를
playing
보여주셨는데요.
while having
특히
COVID must have not been that easy, but you were able to actually bring your team to victory by taking and securing most of the objectives in the series today.
아무래도 50 같은 경우는
When you're playing Wukong, you know, when you do Q Smite,
스마 싸움이 좋다는
he
장점이
can
있어서
mostly win Smite fights.
먹기가 쉬웠던 것
So it was a little bit easier this time around.
공을 돌리는 모습을 볼 수가 있었는데요. 마지막으로 아프신 와중에도 이렇게
And thank you so much for joining us, even though you still you're not still feeling 100% well. Any last words for the fans?
코로나 때문에 이제 경기장을
Well, I was
못
not
가게
able to
돼서
play in
너무
front of the live
아쉽고요.
audience and our
직접
fans
보고
because
이렇게 인사도
of COVID,
하고
but
그러고 싶었는데
you know, I really wanted to
그런 의미에서
meet
되게
our
많이
fans
아쉬워요.
to close out the season. So it's a bummer that I couldn't make it there today. We wish for your speedy recovery, Dread, and looking forward to inviting you back to Lowell Park stage in the future.
네, 감사합니다.
Thank you so much.
And
a fan sign saying, "Dread, get well soon." Now, Ghost, any final message for all the fans and any last, you know, gentleman's bow to close out this interview? Can I take my time? I have a very long kind of comment. So I have a word for all the LCK viewers and fans. So it's a sport, so someone wins, which means someone loses, you know, and there are standings as an outcome of that result, you know, but sometimes, which means some teams shine and some teams cannot. I'm so sorry. So there are many teams that actually cannot get the attention and find the same amount of success. I'm so sorry about this. But still, I just want to say thank you for all the fans who kept supporting us, so we were never giving up. And I just want to say thank you to all the fans supporting us over the course of time. I definitely agree with Ghost. And I'm happy that you guys are able to get so much support from the fans until the very end of the summer split. And this will be the end of the interview from the Nongsin players as they were having the final match of the year. And farewell, everyone. Now this will be the end of the interview from Nongsin Rat Force and back to the casters. Thank you.